He slithered into this female-dominated community, a serpent in a garden of Eves. His facade was a masterpiece of charm, a Trojan horse concealing the misogyny festering within. At first glance, he was confident and exuberant, with a golden tongue and a silver smile. His over-the-top performance, a fireworks display of clownery and faux empathy. Some were initially bewitched by this Pied Piper of pretense, their eyes glazed with the intoxicating elixir of his attention. But as days bled into weeks, his act began to fray at the edges, revealing the tarnished reality behind the guilt. The bells and whistles of his charisma morphed into a cacophony of irritation, each grand gesture now as welcome as nails on a chalkboard. His live streams, once anticipated events, devolved into exercises in endurance. His voice, previously honeyed and smooth, revealed its true nature, a banshee, wailing, thinly veiled by a faltering charm. In the harsh light of truth, his presence became a dark cloud, his words a toxic mist seeping into the once vibrant community. The wolf had shed its woolen disguise, leaving in its wake a trail of disillusionment, misogyny, and a chorus of uncomfortable silences. Hello and welcome to Jan's Views on Girl World. Today we're going to concentrate on the Clown Prince, the clown Jester. Yomama.
You guys ever had a fucking ex that just would not go the fuck away? You mention this person in passing and then they want to talk about you in 5 to 6 to 7 fucking videos. Like, they can't get the fuck over it. Like, and then on top of that, right, when you have already broken up with this person and not been with this person in years, right? And then there's somebody out there that wants to talk about this person and hates this person and hated this person when you was in the relation with this person and you knew the person was a fucking bona fide hater.
You need to know that he's talking about somebody called Beck, who had a 4-year relationship with a creator by the name of Amberlynn Reed. It was a very controlling relationship where she mistreated Beck. We saw it live several times. We saw Beck embarrassed several times throughout this relationship because Amber would force her on camera, as she's done with other girlfriends, and then mock and ridicule her. So here we have Yomama speaking out against Beck because Beck has had the audacity to publicize what actually happened within that relationship.
And your ex and this and your ex-girlfriend now is attaching herself to all the people that hated you in the past and currently hate you. We're all talking about Becky today. And I want to say this, I don't give a fuck about nobody's feelings about how everyone wants to go around and say, oh my God, she's such a... No. Get over it, God damn it. Okay?
Right, okay, so he's telling a victim of DV to get over it. To get over being degraded publicly, constantly on this woman's channel. Just get over it.
And being upset that they have something to say.
And I truly, honestly feel like I was obligated to do so because she didn't have anybody else in her life. Like
You are a grown-ass woman. You're not a child. I was obligated to do so because she didn't have nobody else. She's acting like she's motherfucking Teresa.
You know, I like to do, especially on this channel, I like to do funny, sort of, you know, quirky videos. But I have to be honest with you guys, I've really struggled putting this together because this man is so wrong, is so vindictive and nasty and misogynistic. It's like, it's really triggering me.
You see this? I was obligated to be there because she didn't have nobody else. The fuck out of here. Who is listening to this moron and actually being like, you know what? You're pulling at my heartstrings.
So he gets about 200 people in his live streams. Shall we have a look at the type of people that watch this person? These are all comments in the in the chat because this is a live stream. So let's start with Lizbeth. She says, Beck is a grifter. I've never cared for her. All these people calling her an abuse victim and shit. Get the hell out of here. Potato, who seemed to have a little bit of sense, says, LOL, Yomama, do you not understand how dependent ALR is on people? Then we've got Dawn. That's true, Capone. Becky wasn't mentally well for a long time when they were vlogging, and then she lost her mum. And Capone has put, it was very scary. Beck should not have been behind the wheel of a car, but she was forced to drive. Dawn P answers Capone. Everybody could see Becky wasn't well, but she would drive Amber to Walmart or wherever while looking like she was hardly aware of her surroundings. It was kind of scary for a bit. And then we've got dear old Puggy Pete's, who is a mod for Yomama, comes up with, Yomama shows plenty of receipts, Amelia. You're sounding more like Dee Dee. Simmer down. Again, Dawn P says, I thought ALR asked Beck to quit their job. But yeah, Beck could have gotten a job, but then they were mentally ill for a good while. Isn't it interesting, guys, how even these followers of Yomama seem to be aware that Beck was mentally ill, and yet they sit there applauding his ridicule of Beck? I love to go a-triggering to make Slow Mama cry. He can't resist, he gets so pissed, he cannot pass me by. Slow Mummy, Slow Mama, Slow Mummy, Slow Mama, Slow Mummy, Slow Mama, Slow Mama hates to cry. I wander in innocently just to say hello. His chat is mean, the hate is keen, shots fired, high and low. Slow mummy, slow mama, slow mummy, slow mama, slow mummy, slow mama, slow mama hates to cry. Poor little man gets angrier, his face gets red and wet. In fear or flight, he's gotta fight bucketfuls of sweat. Slow mummy, slow mama, slow mummy, slow mama, slow mummy, slow mama, slow mama hates to cry. His insults have me giggling, he really is a clown. Misogynistic tendencies are what will take him down. Slow mummy, slow mama, slow mummy, slow mama, slow mummy, slow mama, slow mama hates to cry. He wants to be the big man, but he ain't bright enough. This old bird makes him unheard, so he sticks with girl world stuff. Slow mummy, slow mama, slow mummy, slow mama, slow mummy, slow mama, slow mama hates to cry. Then Stephanie, oh bless Stephanie, says she isn't a victim. Stop. Pets, who's always thinking about money, said she could probably benefit from money management 101 classes. Or maybe look into crypto pets, yeah? Okay. Capone then says she's pulling a destiny and needs a quick buck. Lisbeth says they treat Beck like a damn baby, like she's fragile. And Eggy Toes says something sensible for a change. Yo, Mama, this is boring. Can we watch someone else? Let's watch Steve 2. For those of you who aren't aware who Steve 2 is, he is Barley's ex-racist piece of shit husband. So yeah, I don't know. You want to go and watch Steve 2, Eggy Toast? You go ahead and watch him.
Upset that they have something to say.
And I truly, honestly feel like I was obligated to do so because she didn't have anybody else in her life. Like
Where's the humour in that? Where is the humour? Maybe I'm having a bad day. Maybe I'm having a down day. And this is hilarious as this fool is trying to make out. I mean, is it hilarious?
You're a grown-ass woman. You're not a child. I was obligated to do so because she didn't have nobody else there. She's acting like she's motherfucking Teresa. Do you see this? I was obligated to be there because she didn't have nobody else. The fuck out of here. Who is listening to this moron and actually being like, you know what? You're pulling at my heartstrings. Oh my God.
This is actually disgusting to me. It's just insane. I'm almost speechless, but I need to get this done. So I want to move up to this bit here. Here we go.
Oh my gosh. If she didn't have nobody and she burnt everybody, all her bridges, and you were only with her because she didn't have nobody else, how would she be able to take you down? If she was by herself, man, this doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense to you, but luckily the vast majority of people on this planet do have a working brain and they can work these things out for themselves. So I'm not even going to try and explain that to you. I'm also not going to explain the fact that we all know that Amber tries to use her mental health. She's self-diagnosed, I believe, and she tries to use her mental health as a reason for her bad behavior. That's not good enough. She also breaks terms of service every time because she talks about things that she shouldn't really be talking about, but somehow she gets away with it. I hope that karma comes a knocking sooner rather than later. I really do.
This person is just talking to talk.
By that.
I felt that if I had left, that the animals wouldn't get taken care of, and I already knew that Amber could not take care of herself. In one of my last lives with Amber, you guys.
So the reason why you didn't leave is because Amberlynn couldn't take care of herself? Go ahead.
Already knew that Amber could not take care of herself. In one of
Yeah, she said it. So, what are you going to do now? What are you going to do now, Mr. Jester? Let's have a bit more performance art, shall we?
my last lives with Amber, you guys heard me say, "Who's the one that's been wiping you?"
Come here.
Yeah.
First of all, I mean, that's just crazy that you would even say that on a live stream. That's crazy that's crazy, you know. But at the end of the day, she didn't force you to wipe her ass. You wiped her ass. You're a grown woman. You wiped her ass. And just like everybody saw the movie Coming to America with Eddie Murphy, the royal penis is clean. Eddie Murphy, right? He moved to Queens because
Right, that's it. I can't listen to any more of that garbage. So let's revisit some of the people that are leaving comments to keep this clown from stopping clowning. They love it. They love all the clowning he does. And it's actually quite sickening to hear some of the things they say. So here we go. We've got good old Carolina over here saying, "You're just giving them a taste of their own medicine." What medicine do you think he is giving to a victim of DV? Then we've got Ninita. "Becky wasn't abused. LOL. She abused the situation and Amber's desperation to need a caregiver." Dawn P points out, "They bickered in their videos. Do your research, Yomama." And Jay says, "Amber was taught years ago how to manipulate people. Probably is all she knows, especially with her upbringing. Very noticeable during the Crystal era with her parents and Crystal." So Jay is speaking not necessarily in defense of Beck, but he is saying, listen, we know what Amber's like. We've seen it. She's filmed everything in her life, and she now is claiming that Becky is only doing this for the money. So she's taking absolutely no accountability for her behavior in that relationship. So of course, Clown Jester is going to go along with that because that's what he does. We've now got someone called Thick Gemini who says, "Becky seems like a child fiddler." Eggy Toast says, "Everyone calling everyone a predator means that word has no meaning anymore." Really? It has a meaning when it's pointed at a certain type of person. So who was calling who a predator at this point? I don't know. I'm not going to read the rest of those ones because I've got another slot where I've saved it as one of the worst comment interactions I think I've ever seen on YouTube. And here it is. It's by someone called Addis Ababa. "Chantel is a racist who took advantage of foreign workers and homeless men. She's a predator." Unknown. So that's where the predator came from, yeah, in the last slide. Chantel said she used to pick up homeless men under a bridge who sat around campfires for warmth. Eggy Toast says, Addis, you realise half of her stories are make-believe? Addis replies, that's even worse, Eggy. What kind of loser would make that up? Eggy Toast replies, Addis, it's not important. That to me, it just makes me feel nauseous, guys. It's insane to me that there are people with that mindset that are talking to other people online and saying things like this. It's awful. And at the same time, we have Slow Mama laughing at serious situations such as death, racism, SA, politics, child abuse, and DV. Topics he's got no knowledge about. He needs to stop speaking on things that he is ignorant about. It's painful. There's always light, though. There's always light at the end of the tunnel, and somebody actually wanted to be seen by him because he doesn't bother reading anything unless somebody pays him. So this person called Potato said, I don't think Beck is a psycho X. I think Beck is broke. She has this gold mine channel she has done nothing to earn or hasn't really kept up with. And unfortunately, that's how it is. So, well, okay, that's a bit of a twist at the end there, but Beck's not a psycho. I grabbed these screenshots that were underneath the video, and I can't read it. The name of this person, something B. And they put, I absolutely disagree with you, Yomama. Is Beck perfect? Absolutely not. I believe Amber saw their weaknesses and then used those weaknesses against them. Beck has been beaten down by life, and ALR saw that and beat them down even more. It's disgusting. And then somebody, again, I can't read it too well, I think it's called Pearls on a Plate, has written, it's a concept that we know you can't grasp because empathy is one of the many things you lack, Yomama. People are shown to heal out loud. Women who are in abusive relationships, it could take years for them to heal and stand up for themselves. Beck, luckily, has a YouTube outlet to be heard. Many don't have a voice. Let her heal out loud if she wants to. If she's being petty, let her. Mind your own business. Practice what you preach and stop talking shit about people on the internet. I promise the time you waste on the internet is time your wife and kids would appreciate if you invested it in them. Do better. That's a fantastic comment. Well said, Pearls. I want to finish with this statement. As he performs for his meal, the audience erupts in jubilant cheers, their enthusiasm reminiscent of spectators at a marine show. Their applause punctuated by exuberant whoops and spirited encouragement. In essence, he's a mean-spirited jester who takes pleasure in mocking and degrading those he sees as weaker than himself, usually women. Like shards of broken glass, his laughter erupts and interrupts every statement, a sound so jagged and unnatural it seems to tear through the fabric of psychological comfort. His uninformed ramblings about serious issues, from death and racism to abuse and violence, betray not just ignorance, but a stark absence of empathy. He now performs alone on his stage of sickness ignorance and depravity, the rabid court jester with his baying mob of degenerates who not only pay for his supper, they skulk the corridors of YouTube looking for sordid stories that they can feed back to him. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I thought I'd just put up the screenshot or the thumbnail of my last video. I hope you will pop over there and check that out as well. I'm doing more and more on this channel now because it's about time. It's about time I started populating it. Until the next one, you look after yourselves out there because trust me, it's a rotten old world. Bye-bye for now.